we can make a triangular pattern of dots like so. I'll do this down here. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots in a row. Then in my next row, I'm going to put a dot right here so that, these 3 dots make a triangle. This dot's halfway between these and the right distance above to make a nice triangle. And I just do that all the way across. So I'm going to make a triangular lattice of dots, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Now I'm going to start with the first 2 and put a dot here, and then I'll put a dot here, here, and here. Then I'll do it again. Halfway between these puts me here, here, and here. And then halfway between these puts me here and here. And halfway between these, well, that's going to put me here. Okay? How many dots do I have in the picture? Well, let's think of this as, and you can easily reason this out, but let's think of this as a process starting with a single dot, and that our base is just 1 dot. Now if our base is 2 dots, then we can put a dot here. If our base is 3 dots, then we can put a dot here, a dot here, and a dot here. If our base is 4 dots, it's going to get monotonous. 4 dots, we can go here, here, and here, then here, and here, and here, and let's go ahead and do 5 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure I'm spacing these equally, but let's pretend I am. So we easily enough construct our triangle. Now I've got these dots a little closer than these. Let's pretend all these are the same size. If I keep going, of course, things are going to go off the top of the board and stuff, so I kind of keep making my dots smaller. Okay, now let's note something. This figure has this figure as part of it. Okay, and then this figure has this figure as part, and of course this continues. And where's my green chalk? Okay, and then this figure contains this figure. Okay, so here it is, and this figure contains this figure. Now, when we went from here to here, we took the previous figure and we added 2 dots. Okay, when we went from here to here, we took the previous figure, but we had to add 3 dots. And then when we took this one here, we had to add 4 dots to get the new triangle, and then we had to add 5 dots. So the added dots are here. To the previous figure, we add these dots and we get the new one. And then we add 3 dots to get another figure, and then we have to add 4 dots, and then we have to add 5 dots, etc. Well, there are a lot of ways to see this. We could just look at any old figure, but looking at it as how we go from one to the other, we've got 1, and then here we've got the 1 we had plus the 2 new dots. Okay, and that's 3. And then we have the 3, and we add 3 dots to that, and we get 6. And then we have 6 plus 4, which is 10. And then we have 10 plus 5, which is 15. So our total numbers go 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. How would we continue this pattern? Well, if you just had this pattern, you would probably do the differences, and you probably wouldn't even have to write them down. It's clear that the differences go 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course that corresponds to what? These numbers correspond to the numbers we added here, so that we could kind of say, okay, these numbers correspond to the added numbers, and these correspond to the old numbers. And we see that we could then continue adding 6, 7, 8, and so forth. Okay? So that the next few numbers, 15 and 6 is 21, 21 and 7 is 28, 28 and 8 is 36, and so forth. Now, another way we could look at this sequence, the 2 is added, the 1 is what we had before, but what we have here, of course, is 1 plus 2 equals 3. Now, where did this 3 come from? Well, it came from 1 plus 2. So that's 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. Then what? 6 plus 4, well, 6 is your 1 plus 2 plus 3. And then we add the 4, and we get 10. And then this is, well, the 10 is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. And then we add 5, and we get 15. Okay? Now, question. If we had a triangle with 1,000 dots across each side, of course, you can think about how many dots that would give us on the sides. It's not 3,000, but it's almost 3,000. But then you got all the dots in the middle, and you're going to end up with about 500,000 if you think about it. Well, what pattern makes it easiest to find this? Well, the pattern is pattern will continue. You can see clearly that every time you expand this thing, you're going to have to add a row of dots, and it's going to have to be 1 dot longer than the one before. So we're going to have the numbers from 1 to 1,000. Well, how do we get that? Well, we pair them up, 1,001. Okay? And how many pairs? 500. Got 500 pairs, each total 1,001. So you have 500 times 1,001, which is 500,500 dots. A little more than 500,000 dots.